Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast. For today, we're talking NWA Saturday Night on TBS from September the 8th, 1990. And before we get too far into this thing, I want to give a special shout out to our largest Patreon contributors monthly, Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Mike Childry, and Joe Ice. Thank you for your generous support each and every month. And then shout out to one new patron this past week, Philip M. Thanks for joining us on Patreon. Enjoy all that extra content, which includes over 300 plus audio shows, along with tons of video versions of most of our NWA and Smoky Mountain shows done over the years. Now, if you're hearing this early, it's because the intro was posted onto Patreon for Patreon members. I'm sitting here with Doc and Hardbody Harper. Doc, you first. What's up?
Nothing. Blessed in being a blessing.
Yeah.
That's right. God damn it.
How about the football fucking over the weekend? Whole fucking talk about Tecmo Bowl. The fuck?
Well, boy, are y'all reading each other's minds? Because Doc was literally asking me this morning. Hey, we're starting with that. So please proceed, Harper. I got to hear more from you and your thoughts.
Because I'm sitting
this.
here watching it. I was like, oh, well, the Bills fucking finally did it. And I was like, they got 13 seconds left with 3 timeouts left. I said, this shit ain't over. And Tiffany was like, it's over. I was like, they got 3 timeouts left. All they have to do is get into field goal fucking range and play the fucking sidelines. It's not over yet. And sure enough, God, imagine being those motherfuckers waking up Monday to go to fucking work. Holy shit.
You said it.
And the 49ers, bro, they're fucking shocking everybody.
The Rams shouldn't have played around, and they should have knocked them out, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Rams are fucking, Jesus Christ. What a bunch of fucking half-wits.
Why you say that?
Oh, wait, they fucking won. That's right.
Yeah.
That was the other one. That was like Tecmo Bowl.
What do you mean the other one?
I'm saying
every one of them damn games went like they were walk-off scores. Like,
yeah,
how do you?
It's
almost like it was scripted, Doc.
Oh, come on, with the near falls and wouldn't that be funny? Like when they scored a touchdown. Like the one of the things I can't stand is in fucking wrestling. It's when the guy does the finisher and he goes for the pin and he puts his head down with the ref's hand, like this is it. And then when a guy kicks out, they got the shocked face and their jaws open like a fucking idiot. I can't stand that. And I wish fucking Tom Brady would have done that when they fucking kicked the field goal fucking at the end. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Why does that piss you off so much?
Because it's so stupid and so fucking fake.
Gotcha.
Because you wouldn't be, because you can see it coming. Whenever you see the ref counting and a guy's going his head down, 1, 2, going down with the ref's fucking hand, you know he's going to fucking kick out. And he's going to have that stupid face on his fucking face. That stupid look. It's like, just get back on that motherfucker. It's fucking overly done. Everyone does it. And it's
like
one thing to be shocked. Like, it's almost like, remember in fucking Rocky when fucking Apollo Creed's beating the fuck out of Rocky and he won't stay down and he won't stay down. And Apollo just like lowers his head in frustration. Like, God damn, what the fuck do I got to do? That's how it's supposed to look if you want it to look real. The look of frustration, not shock. Fuck.
You sound frustrated by it. Were you not sports entertained by it this weekend?
I mean, there's no defense anymore, apparently.
Yeah, that ship sailed a long time ago.
Fuck, I was watching
unless you're the 49ers. Yeah. I was like, Kansas City, but they couldn't catch that motherfucker. Every guy that got the ball was running around
like just nope, not you, not you, not you, not you, not you.
Well, I got a question because Doc literally is the first thing he hit me with this morning. You wanted to discuss this. I mean, what thoughts do you have about this weekend's? By the time most people hear this, if you're a patron, you hear this in a timely fashion. I just want you to know that this opening part. What thoughts do you have about our sports entertainment weekend?
It was great. I mean, I enjoyed all 4 games.
Yeah. That was great to get 3 games in a row like that, wasn't it?
Doc, which one did you not see live? Because
I soaked them all in. I didn't leave the fucking sofa.
All.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you had the fucking sofa.
I know you had kids soccer. That's why I was asking. But I knew you were texting me. We were texting hot and heavy during the Green Bay San Francisco game because, Doc's got this thing, teams can't play in cold weather, even though Green Bay's 7-7 in the last 20 years outside in the playoffs.
I think that's the most overrated shit in fucking football.
It's lazy. It's so lazy that they go with that.
They make it sound like every Packer player since they were 2 years old grew up in 3 feet of fucking snow.
Nah, you're preaching.
Football.
Doc, if we're as smart as he is, and I will break kayfabe for a second, he is one of the smartest dudes I've ever known. And I've known some smart people. I know I'm dumb, but I've known some smart people. He is very intelligent, very analytical, can break shit down that the average human being would look at and go, huh? But when it comes to cold weather in football, Doc has this belief that because a team plays in cold weather and a team doesn't play in cold weather, that the entire team has never played in cold weather in their life and can't win in cold weather. When, in fact, statistically, it's hard to win on the road anyway. It's hard to win on the road anyway. But the cold weather does not necessarily benefit the quote-unquote home team.
It doesn't. Because
if it did, the Packers would have 6 more Super Bowls. They are 7-7 in the last 20 years at home in Lambeau. Oh, you wonder who they lost to? They lost to Michael Vick one of those times. They lost to Dante Culpepper when Randy Moss mooned the fans and Joe Buck had fake fucking outrage because he's an idiot. Oh, yeah. You know who else they lost to? Jimmy Garoppolo. Boy, that's a stud of a quarterback if I've ever seen one. Oh, they lost to Kaepernick, too. San Francisco twice. That Eli got lucky. He is overrated. He's going to go into the Hall of Fame one day, but he's overrated. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know he's from New Orleans, but he's overrated. They lost to Eli twice. The only great quarterback that beat them there was Tom Brady last year. Other than that, nothing but losses to mediocre to above average quarterbacks.
If that's the case, the Bears would be in the playoffs every fucking year, bro.
Cincinnati ain't got no Super Bowls. Buffalo don't have no Super Bowls. Please tell me how the cold weather helps them, Doc. I've been wanting to have this discussion for a while since you are all bought into it.
Oh, I'm not talking football with you anymore.
Why?
Because you're a dick.
Because I bring out the facts.
No,
let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all how.
The vast majority of those players come from the SEC and the fucking West Coast, bro. Come on.
I don't know about that. I mean, I think that you can't see vast majority. I mean, they come from everywhere. But the part that always killed me was
schools.
I mean, I think you'd have to look. I mean, like I don't want to make that commitment. You'd have to look at every single roster last 20 years. Where are they all from? But the point being, like, nobody grew up playing indoors football. Like, you played outside. So now all of a sudden, you're not supposed to be able to know how to play in cold weather? And I have a theory, too. I personally think that when it gets as cold as it does in January in like Buffalo or Green Bay, and you have these high-powered offenses, I feel like it actually neutralizes them, and it actually helps even the game out. Because there's no reason Green Bay should have lost that game. None. But they did in the cold to a team that plays in California where the weather's nice. But, Doc, it was some really good booking this weekend, was it not?
Top shelf.
Top shelf. Top shelf booking. Almost like it was scripted. I just made everybody mad again that gets mad when we say that the NFL's booked.
Harper is football fake.
I don't know. Put it this way: if the refs were involved in something, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, are the players in on it? No, because I mean, you can fix a boxing match where fucking one guy doesn't know it's fucking fixed,
Right.
or either fighter knows it's fucking fixed,
Right.
by the referee's fucking decision, or the judges.
But refs can be compromised.
Bruh.
In the NFL, they're not full-time employees in the NFL, which is the strangest thing I've ever. The most profitable league, and
So what, they got like regular jobs?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's
the fucking
nuts.
cheerleaders are the fucking cheerleaders too. They get fucked. I'll fucking how much they get paid.
They don't get paid hardly anything. It's
I
like
know they don't get
next to
paid
nothing.
shit, bro.
They don't do nothing. Well, I just made the cheerleaders mad.
Oh, you motherfucker! Hey, bro, I saw something where in AAA baseball they're gonna do the experiment with the robot fucking umpire behind the
What?
fucking plate for strikes and balls, like on the fucking Jetsons. You seen that shit?
No,
What's
I
wrong with
didn't.
that?
That's fucking. I don't like that either, bro. Because I like the human error.
Really? After
Oh,
2018 no call?
Oh, I love it because it fucking gives us something to scream about and it to get fucking emotional about.
That's true. Who would Cowboys blame, McCarthy and Dak's stupidity on? Well, actually, Doc blames it on Dak and McCarthy, but that's neither
Well,
here
he was
nor
a
there.
coach for the Packers, right?
Yeah, he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway, Doc, you seem salty. What's wrong, man? I wasn't trying to yell at you. I just was trying to make a point.
Okay. I'm just here listening to all this good football talk.
Harper, he literally texted me before the Packers game. Did you see that stat about Jimmy G and cold weather? He's one goddamn player. And I texted him back. I said, fake news. What happened? Jimmy G ends up winning the game. So now that stat becomes irrelevant.
And if it did matter, didn't he play some in fucking New England first?
Well, no. What was the stat, Doc? He had never started a game under what degree level?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh my god, that's stupid.
It was something like he had never started a game below 32 degrees or something. I don't remember the exact temperature that it was. So that was his first time ever starting in a game where it was that cold. Now, here's the part that they don't tell you when they say that stat. He's also playing against the number 1 seed in the NFC, and he's also the number 6 seed in the NFC. Actually, 7.
I mean,
No,
bro, just think how close they came to not going to the playoffs, and it was the Saints.
That's what I'm saying. So he's one of the lowest seeded team. That's one of the lower seeded teams. But the stat they're going to bring up to make a lazy stat. Oh, he's never started in this kind of weather before. It's coldest he's ever been in. Okay, so does that mean he's not supposed to go and play the game? I'm confused. Because I need you to bring up the fact that at that point they were 7-6 in that same goddamn weather in January. After losing to Michael Vick, Dante Culpepper, Colin Kaepernick, Eli Manning twice. I'm just saying. This is a wonderful discussion. But, Doc, I know you're not here to talk football, right?
Remember the fucking the IBM presents You Make the Call.
Oh my God.
Remember those commercials?
Yes. The referee, they don't thank God they don't do that no more.
I fucking miss that shit.
I know.
They used to always get the thing right too.
I bet you. Doc, you don't have any shout-outs this week? Nothing? I mean, like nothing?
Just no 5-star guys?
No,
I don't think
no new
so.
ones.
What the fuck?
No, not that I know of. But I will tell you this, become a patron because Doc and I just did the last Clash. Doc, I'm not going to tell you to give your Rolex out or how you rated it, but tell the people how great was the Clash that we just did.
It's a whole lot better than the follow-up show we're about to do.
Jesus Christ, boy, you ain't lying.
Harper, there's a real problem here.
Yeah, really?
The Clash was really good.
Oh, was it?
Yes. Yeah, it was really good.
Like, I'm not bullshitting you. Like, the Clash was enjoyable. 2 hours of wrestling.
That's good.
It's better than this 2 hours of wrestling.
How'd y'all watch it? The same way? Like not on Peacock or anything?
Well, it's on the BTT Google Drive, but
all right.
But it is. I watched it on Peacock when I watched it.
I don't go to Peacock anymore.
Yeah, I don't fuck Peacock, bro. When they start fucking deleting shit, fuck you, bro.
It's been a little oversold of what they deleted because I went back and looked at some stuff that I thought for sure, oh, they're gonna delete this, and dude,
why don't you just put up a fucking warning like what Disney does? Like the perfect example, fucking during when it was Christmas time, and I was thinking back to all those little Christmas cartoon specials we used to watch as kids, like the fucking Yogi Bear Christmas and all that shit. I was thinking, you know what? I haven't seen the fucking Christmas Carol, the fucking Disney one with a Mickey Mouse in forever. And I watched it, and there's like a thing that says, that there's smoking in this. We don't agree with this, but blah 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 blah. They got smoking in this fucking cartoon or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's what you do. Just put the little fucking warning.
First off, I went and spot checked a few things that I was like, oh, okay, they're adjusting all this stuff. I think we all kind of overreacted because I think they removed one or two things, or I don't say one or two. They removed some stuff, but then I went back and looked at a bunch of stuff from World Class with the Confederate stuff with Hayes and the Freebirds, and then some other promos that were cut. They're still on Peacock. They didn't cut.
Like the Rebel flag and all that's still on there?
We watched a tag team match with so much Confederacy in it that I literally tried to secede from the United States of America.
Harper, at the Clash, like, no joke, at the Clash, it's the Freebirds and Buddy Roberts, because remember on last week's show, they mentioned, he was going to be there, versus Tracy and Steve Armstrong. So, of course, the Freebirds, Hayes and Garvin, they have their face painted as they come out. Like, they got the Confederate flag on their face, and Buddy as well. Plus, they have their robes, which are sequin Confederate flags. And then the faces come out. So you got Tracy and Steve with their dusters on with the Confederate flag on it. Plus, they got the stars and bars on their tights. And did Tracy have the flag, Doc? I can't remember now.
They were waving a flag.
Waving a flag. So, it was nothing but stars and bars. So, and that is, that show we have is from, it's on Peacock. It's unedited just like that. So, it's being oversold.
So the Freebirds go back to the, the fucking Leonard Skinner Freebirds and not the, Dawkins Freebirds?
We can go that far, but having Buddy Roberts helped. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it did. Buddy even cut a promo, which was really cool. And it was a great Clash. I'm telling you. Become a patron. tinyurl.com/Patreon BTT. Okay.
Let's just say that we gave it grades that would be a lot higher than what tonight's going to get.
So,
and I think we should put out an APB, or somebody needs to tell Jim Hurd that Arn Anderson is in his promotion.
Amen. Any other thoughts, Doc, before I hit the video version?
Nope. Wait, 2 hours.
Well, I'm hitting play.
Jesus.
Can y'all
Harper,
see?
you made a great business decision here.
Can y'all see my screen though? Is it everything
Yeah.
looking right? Because I know we're having Skype problems. All right, so don't pay. Look, I got a few things while this is playing in the background, and then we'll get to the show. The show kicks off. It is again September 8th, 1990. It's going to kick off with the Steiners. They're going to come out to the ring. They are taping this from. They're back at the Georgia Mountain Center, and there were only about 450 people in attendance. But here's another note that I wanted to point out to you all here regarding this taping. So apparently at this exact taping, which took place on August the 27th of 90, this is where Mean Mark, also known to Darren the D-Man Siebert as Calloway, gave his notice to the company. So, but I wanted to clarify something. Although he gave his notice to the company on August the 27th of 90, his last actual TV appearance ends up being September the 9th of 1990, which would have been the day after this aired, either on Pro or whatever it was, I think, or maybe it was Main Event. He wrestled Tim Parker, which was also taped during this taping that we're watching here, just aired on another show. Now, here's something I wanted to mention about it. His last 4 matches, because trust me, what I'm telling you is going to be better than what this show is. His last 4 matches took place on August the 29th, August 30th, 31st, and then September the 1st. He was either in a tag match that lost or he looked up at the lights. As a matter of fact, on August the 29th, he wrestled the Junkyard Dog, and Dog pinned Mean Mark on one of his last matches in the promotion on the way out. Clean pin. Thought that would have been a nice little tidbit because, again, the wrestling ain't going to be too good in this episode. So, Calloway, I believe this is his last Saturday Night appearance. There you go. Doc, any thoughts on that as we go to the Steiners taking on Barry Horowitz and Doug Vines?
I mean, he's already getting into character with the growing his hair out, so good on him.
Yeah, when we see him later, I mean, he looked like it last week, but he really is American Badass at this point in time. So there's that. Harper, as we're watching this match, I wanted to mention something to you. So I've been rewatching that Sean Oliver kayfabe commentary timeline WCW 1990 with Cornette. They brought up a couple of, and I've discovered a couple of things that I hadn't remembered in a while, but they brought up 2 things that we talked about recently. The first one is, we've been complaining about these shows and the lack of promos and the smack talking and the live interviews, right?
Yes.
So as you guessed it, according to Cornette, this was a Jim Herd decision, and listen to why. Herd was following what he'd seen done with Sam Muchnick's promotion in St. Louis, because that's where the wrestling he kind of grew up around.
Yeah.
And in Sam Muchnick's promotion, there was the one thing that Cornette said they didn't do on those shows were like live interviews. So Herd, that was a Jim Herd decision to not have the live interviews, which set this thing on fire back in the day. Let's just eliminate those things because, Jim Herd, the one wrestling that he was familiar with in St. Louis, didn't do it. I just thought y'all would love that. So
yeah,
thank you,
those
Herd.
fucking green screen, tape shit is just killing me.
It's dumb. And they did it at the beginning of this match because we got a picture-in-picture promo from the Steiners real quick. And that's all we've been seeing lately. Now, there's not a lot of people in this building, but they're noisy for the Steiners because it's the Steiners. Matter of fact, that's all Doc and I could talk about one of the things that we could talk about just from the Clash. It was tremendous. The Steiners as usual. The Steiners are going to win when, God, Rick just posed at that dude. Rick has Vines on his shoulder, Doug Vines on his shoulder, and then Scott's going to DDT Vines from the top. Nice move. We've seen it. We saw it at the Clash, I think. And then they bury Vines with that Steiner shirt they've been bringing to the ring the last couple of weeks. Man, this match went on for a while. I got nothing against Barry Horowitz and Doug Vines, but good Lord. The match at the Clash was only like a minute longer than this that they had. So anyway, Doc, what were your thoughts on this thing?
I had a timestamp at 7:50.
All right, bear with me because sometimes, they went right to 7:48. Okay, so right here?
Yeah.
Right, let's play it. Double underhook by Steiner into
Oh,
a power bomb on Doug Vines. That's a strong dude, bro. Woo! You got some power. You got any other timestamps? I know we're getting to like the end of the match here.
No.
All right. You're going to see the finish that I was talking about shortly, where they, here it comes. Rick puts Doug Vines on his shoulders,
oh no.
and then Scott is going to go to the top rope, and I really do like this top rope DDT from Rick Steiner's shoulders.
But that's dangerous.
It can be.
I mean, you can't just do that with anybody though. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's a rough move.
Yeah.
Because the dude that's coming down, man, he better know the role.
Yeah,
He gets
for real,
spike
bro.
on his head. Won't be pretty. All right, well, we'll keep moving. I've actually got a great note from this next match we're going to see. And I'm wondering if Doc's got it too, but we'll see shortly. So we go to Buddy Landell, who's going to take on Zan Panzer. Another damn generic promo from Budrow. And I don't know, he says something like he's tired of being patient. He's going after anyone with a title, tag team title, singles, etc. Budrow's kind of funny. Now, Doc, I got 2 timestamps, but I need to see if you got the same ones. So do you have anything on this one?
I don't have any timestamps, but Buddy has gotten rid of his temporary tattoo.
Yeah, Harper.
What was it?
Go ahead, tell him, Doc. It's so stupid.
So this clown, Boudreaux, shows up to the Clash with, I guess, marker written on his upper arm, Skid Row.
Why?
And he pointed to it and said, "They're buddies of mine."
Oh my God.
But by the end of the match, it said Ski Pow.
Without the W, it just a po because it was a P and a O. So it said ski. The D was missing, and the W was missing. So it looked like ski po. Or pow.
18 in life, you got it.
Did y'all like that song or them? I'm just curious.
I did. Fuck, you know what I liked about Skid Row? Is every album they did got fucking heavier and heavier.
That second record, Slave to the Grind, was really good.
Yeah, that's good. Uh-huh.
So Budrow,
I saw them on that tour. They opened for Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. Dude, I saw them open up for Kiss. It was about like 20 years ago. And of course, it's not Sebastian Bach. It's some fill-in asshole that looks like Bret Michaels. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh, that guy was from Dallas. He died.
Well,
why was there a fill-in? Harper's.
Oh, they kicked him out a long time ago.
yeah, and they had Ted Nugent there as well, doing cat scratch fever and all that shit.
Why did they kick? Why did they kick him out? I don't know this story.
I mean, why not?
No, So the Sebastian Bach, the main singer, right? Am I getting this right?
Yeah, he's the Ric Flair of fucking Skid Row.
So he got kicked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently,
why did they kick him out? I don't know. I have no idea, and I know the people.
He was hard to deal with, and then he got mad and called the guitar player's house and left a message, like on a Thanksgiving or a holiday, that was like, they've never said what it was, but it was like it was over the line, and he was like, I ain't playing with that guy anymore. And the rest of the band went with the guitar player instead of Sebastian Bach.
Interesting. I had no idea.
Well, he got back with them, didn't he?
Mm-mm.
I saw him do a singles. I think it was playing the House of Blues, where it was just him by himself.
Mm-hmm. Acapella?
Yeah.
Had no idea. I knew who he was. I know the group.
He played the Phantom of the Opera on fucking Broadway.
And he was on Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
How do y'all know all this stuff? Jesus Christ. I mean, y'all are like some fucking...
And he was on Good Times.
Bullshit. He's laughing. All right, so Budrow, he's going to defeat Zan Panzer. I paused it here, Doc, because he throws Zan Panzer over the top rope, and then look at Buddy hitting the flex.
He's leaning up.
Okay, I got one more timestamp. You're going to love this from this match. I'm not sure what happened to the video version. It cut off and then just restarted. So if you're hearing it from here, sorry about that. Here's the finish, Doc. And the reason I want you to see the finish, I'm shocked you actually don't have this timestamp at the finish. So Panzer, he's going to miss a big leg drop, and then Budrow is going to hit him with the corkscrew elbow. And then the way Buddy casually pins Zan Panzer for the win and what he does, I don't know. It's just Buddy, and he makes me die laughing all the time. So let me fast forward to it, because here comes the corkscrew. Oh, he already did it. So here's the corkscrew, and then watch how Buddy pins him and stares at the camera right here. I missed it. He gets all wide-eyed and sticks his tongue out like he's, about to eat some ass like Harper does.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to be drinking some Miller Lights afterwards.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Goofball. Just a goofball. Wide-eyed and open mouth. Anyway.
Everything about that image says Camaro.
And cocaine.
Yeah. Hey, baby, I just bought a brand new Chevy Beretta. Want to go for a ride?
I still absolutely love the story of Buddy and Black Bart driving to Atlanta, and Buddy says, I'm filling my nose up with Peruvian. And they get to Atlanta, and Buddy, I can't go to sleep because I've been up all night. So, I have a couple beers or whatever, and then in the morning, I can't wake up. And Dusty calls the room, and Black Bart answers, and he says, Buddy, they won't know where you're at. Tell them I ain't fucking coming. Dude was the national champion after Starrcade. I ain't fucking coming. Colt says, well, Buddy, why would you do that? Well, I have fuck you money. Dude, Buddy is a treasure. Doc, any other thoughts on Buddy and Zan Panzer there?
How long does Buddy have left?
Not long, huh?
That's a good question. Man, I'm not sure. Isn't he on like a... Well, no, we already did that one. That's a good question. I'm not sure. Let me think about it while we go to Sting, who's going to be talking about the Black Scorpion.
Ladies and gentlemen, to TBS, Jim Ross with the World's Heavyweight Champion Sting. This is the Wrestling Wrap-Up. Wrestling Wrap-Up on sale wherever you see World Championship Wrestling. This past Wednesday night was one of the most bizarre nights I've ever witnessed. It was almost like a Twilight Zone situation. You beat the man, you unmask the man, but all of a sudden we see the Black Scorpion is not in the ring after all.
I don't know who it is, Jim. I pull one mask off, the guy's got another mask on, glance up into the audience, and there he is, standing there with the robe. I guess that's the real Black Scorpion up there. This guy here, I have no idea who he is. 1986, he's disfigured, he's had plastic surgery or whatever, something. I knew him, a friend of mine. I don't know who it is, Jim. No clue at all.
The only clues that we were able to get from that interview, he talked about 1986, he talked about California, but he said that you wouldn't recognize him if you saw him anyway. It's a strange situation.
Strange for you. I got to be in the ring with this guy. I don't know who he is or why he wants me.
Fans, we're going to take a look now at what happened at the close of the match between Sting and the alleged Black Scorpion, and then we're going to hear an updated comment from the Black Scorpion himself.
All right, so they throw to a replay that Doc and I talked about at the Clash, where Sting's acting right there is absolutely horrid.
Yes, bad.
Yeah, it was bad. The way the Clash finished, Sting pinned the Black Scorpion that he was wrestling and ripped the mask off, but that Black Scorpion had a red mask on underneath. And then another Black Scorpion appears on the ramp, and Sting doesn't know who the hell that is, so they replay that part.
God, that ramp would piss me off. I had to deal with that shit.
You mean as a manager or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, you cut me in half, bro. You, fuck that.
I'm with you.
If you brought an ether rag, you wouldn't have to worry about it.
That's right.
Doc, did you have any thoughts on Sting's terrible promo? I got to agree with you there, man. Sting was bad.
Yeah,
he's no-selling this whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
He's just going through the motions and saying what he's supposed to say.
Let's now go to a new promo from the Black Scorpion.
Sting, I'm making a little present for you. Everybody else wants to take something from you, but I want to give. In a while, I may even show you what it is. But first, I want to give you another clue. Los Angeles, 86. On the beach. Think about it. I hope, as I intend, that you're slowly losing your mind. One thing you must remember, while everybody, including the horsemen, are chasing you, there's a big difference. Sid wants your belt. I want your life.
All right. We keep going with the Black Scorpion. Harper.
I'll fucking lose my mind watching this shit.
Yeah. You're not the only one.
What's he doing with the hammer?
Passing judgment. He's a judge. I don't know. Doc, you got any thoughts on the hammer situation? I don't know what the hell's going on with the hammer.
Have you noticed he also does a little hop when he's talking like Ole does, so it completely gives it away?
Dude, I never paid attention, but I notice it now as I'm watching it back. Yeah, you're right. Ole does that like quick, like.
There went.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's why you're here, Doc, amongst other reasons, many others. Damn, you nailed it. Because he does that little hitch. Would you call it a hitch kind of too?
It's kind of like a hiccup.
Yeah.
Dude, he just. Oh, my. Yes.
Oh,
so
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
He gives it away.
And he sounds like Cookie Monster deep throating Elmo. So that's a problem too.
Come on. Seriously, grow up. Elmo.
Why's it got to be Elmo?
Right. How do you know Elmo's
'cause-
got a dong?
Because the guy that does Elmo likes to.
Oh, come
What?
on. No. See, no. Real quick, y'all asked
You
about
know the
Buddy.
story, right? Harper?
No.
You know that?
Yes.
What?
Yes. Yes.
Is he like allegedly did something with a child?
This is a family program.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, he was gay, huh?
What? Why would that be a problem?
Yeah.
It's
I'm
not.
not saying right.
Doc, you can't just make an accusation like this, okay?
I just suggest, why don't you go Google Elmo?
Okay.
No. Do it, Mike.
No, I'm not going. No. I'll be on some blacklist on the internet.
You already are.
Paid attention
Yeah.
to Doc. No, I pass. Hard pass on that one. Ugh. All right. So anyway, that goes down. Then we go to Barry Windham versus Reno Riggins, former Smoky Mountain star Reno Riggins, the man who made a terrible mistake for his wrestling career. He turned down the great Ron Wright when Ron Wright offered him his services.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
That's where we get the famous sound drop of Jesus from Ron Wright that we play on the show every now and then, because Reno said, Mr. Wright, I appreciate it, but I just can't, I'm going to have to turn you down. And Ron Wright, brokenhearted, said, you mean to tell me you going to turn down the living legend Ron Wright? Jesus! That's where that comes from. And his career never went anywhere. No surprise. Barry's going to win. He hits a suplex from the second rope. and he's going to pin Riggins rather quickly. Not quick enough, maybe. I don't know. Doc, any thoughts on Barry Windham here?
Would have been nice to see him at the Clash. Seems like a good opportunity for him to maybe show what he could do. And we can't find something for Barry to do. We can't get him a feud, something to sink his teeth into.
Apparently not.
I feel like him and Arn are just floating right now.
Yeah.
Well, I have a bigger gripe for Arn, just simply because he's a TV champ, and yet we have a live special.
Barry is the Western States Heritage champ.
That's gone. Okay, that's over. Arn's a TV champ, and we can't get him on a Clash. What are we doing?
Well, because there was wait, no, because that wasn't a pay-per-view.
Because we needed to have those two slits wrestle.
Dude.
Wait, what?
Wow. I can't believe you just said that. You know, you need to apologize.
To who?
To all the female listeners for that comment. That was inappropriate.
Fuck them.
Really?
Well, I wasn't going to until you had to start to intervene on their behalf. But if they're going to be hanging out with you, then fuck them.
You're sexist. That's just wrong. Right, Harper, he's not lying. You know, there is a women's match on it.
Yeah.
There's nothing actually wrong with like their wrestling ability, but the crowd was this quiet.
Right.
Like, I mean, Doc,
it was wrestling. It was wrestling NyQuil.
Nobody wanted to see that back then.
Not from some. Never mind. I can't say that.
Yeah, you get a chill out. Come on, dude. We talked about it on a Clash. If you want to listen to it and you want to hear what we said, because we went long form with it, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. We keep the show moving. We got the Junkyard Dog versus Snake Watson. JYD cuts a picture-in-picture promo talking about he and Elegante wrestling the Horsemen soon. Jesus, save us from this.
Oh, my God.
Yes. So, we got the dog who has no wind.
The Junkyard Dog is going to have to fucking carry that match. Just think about that from the other side.
Hold on. You have to specify. 1990 Junkyard Dog.
Yeah.
Is going to have to try to carry that.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like his skin is as stretched out as it can get.
Dude,
he's got a big old belly on him. That's what.
Dude, it's bad. His belly is just. I mean, what you think, Harper? You think he got a 50-inch waist here? What?
Yeah. He's well over 300.
Oh yeah, I think he's good 350.
God damn.
Because Dog wasn't a short man. I mean, he wasn't like he was 5'9" or 10. I mean, he's 6+.
He's so fat that he can't wash all of himself.
No,
Bruh.
he's not that damn fat.
Yeah, he ain't that big. I mean, he could take a shower and get his ass. I mean, come on, bro. but the part that kills me is he's so big, like his stomach's so big. When he takes a punch to the stomach, it doesn't even move. It's just like rock hard fat.
Because it's stretched.
I know that doesn't make sense. You're like, well, fat jiggles. I can't explain it. I'm not a doctor. Maybe Dr. Blassie can elaborate and send me some information on it. But he's so damn big, the fat doesn't even jiggle.
Speaking of people we haven't seen in a while, where's Warndorf?
Oh, yeah. He was with them, right? The dudes, right? The dudes with attitudes.
So, real quick, to follow up, Buddy is there through early December, and Orndorff is September. Well, not September. He was supposed to wrestle at the Clash, but he's been gone since. I'm scrolling through it now. Yeah, he's been gone for a while. His last match was August 26th. I say a while.
That's all we got out of Paul Orndorff.
So all we got out of Orndorff was that. I don't. Did he get hurt or something? I really don't know.
Poots.
While he was here, they didn't use him to their advantage, though. I mean, he had a great match with Arn, right? For the on television, non-title, where he beat Arn. You know, that would actually piss me off if I was Arn more than anything. It was non-title. He beat Arn clean, non-title, and then he's gone. Thanks, Herd. Doc, any other thoughts on JYD here, who's blown up wrestling Snake Watson?
He was blown up 30 seconds into this thing.
Dude, it's
probably blown up walking to the ring.
Sadly, yes. I mean, that match,
How tired does he get trying to lace up his own boots at this point?
You're joking. I have seen fat indie turds lacing their boots up get blown up. Because if you've never laced wrestling boots, I mean, it's not labor intensive, but if you a big, burly, out of shape son of a gun that can't just like sit on a bench and lace up your boots, and you got to like wiggle around to get to your damn feet to lace them, it wears out them big fat people out. I know it sounds crazy and people are like, bro, what? No, you don't get it. It's like work to them. And I've seen it blow people up. I know, makes no sense, and they shouldn't be in a ring. I totally agree, but I've seen it, and it's really dumb. JYD wins. We then get like a 30-second promo from Barry Windham, where Windham tells JYD the Horsemen are always prepared no matter what combo they use. And there's nothing about JYD and El Gigante that says wrestling at this point. The Horsemen would wipe them clean.
Maybe Herd should try to copy the parts about St. Louis where they had like good wrestling.
That would make a lot of sense, but you know, that makes too much sense, so I'm sure it would never happen. All right, so I wanted to mention one other thing as we watch Brian Pillman coming out for his match. Who did Brian wrestle here? He's got
Rick Fargo.
So Pillman is going to cut a picture-in-picture from talking about his upcoming month. It's so damn generic, but then at the end of it, you could tell this like was a Herd thing because I guess Pillman was a football player. I don't blame Pillman for this. He says in the next month, it'll be an all-out blitz attempt.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, Doc and Harper, y'all were, a couple of weeks ago, I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, we were talking about Ruse, right? And the whole sponsorship, and we were talking about the commercial where the wrestlers had the Ruse on that kind of looked like almost wrestling boots or boxing boots, but definitely not wrestling boots. And once again, I was watching this kayfabe commentaries with Corny. It's on YouTube, and this was on the early part of 1990, and Cornette talked about Ruse. And he went on to say that they originally, the intent was to have the guys wrestle in those. And he also said there are matches where the guys wrestled in those Ruse-type boots. Ruse, you're going to love this part, Doc, I think their corporate was based in St. Louis, where Herd had plenty of business relationships. So Herd promised Ruse that the guys would wear the Ruse to wrestle in. And again, Corny said there are a few matches out there where apparently this did happen, but it didn't last for long because they were the shits and not good for wrestling in. But that's your Ruse thing. And the other thing, I had numerous people actually tag me in the Ruse that the wrestlers wore, not with wrestlers wearing it, but just like, you know, they showed them. They did release them, Harper, and they did sell them. But they're few and far between. I'll have to try to find it. There were a couple people who sent it to me on Twitter, and I can't remember who it was, so I appreciate it. But I'll see if I can look for it, and then I'll send it to you. So there's your answer on Ruse. They actually... Dumbass Herd promised them, the company, that the wrestlers would wear that nonsense to wrestle in. And thank God none of them were ever hurt wearing it. Doc, any thoughts on that?
No.
Jim Herd, bro.
Where's Zinc? I thought they were back together.
Yeah. You want to tell Harper what happened to Tom Zink since they were back together for a short period, and then what happened to him at the Clash?
He got squashed.
Who beat him, Doc?
Stanley Hansen.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Beat the piss out of him. It was great. All right, Doc, I was going to play a timestamp from this because Jim Ross, he once again brings up Kim Wood from the Bengals that many of you remember from Pillman's Dark Side of the Ring episode. I won't play it. It was real quick, actually. Did you catch that, Doc, or no?
I did not.
Yeah, he brings up Kim Wood again. And, it's one of those things. Back then, we'd had no clue. But now it's like you see Kim Wood on TV, and you're like, wow, that dude's a worker. I see why he was on that program. He was something else. Doc, Pillman wins with a springboard, clothesline. Any thoughts on this match?
Well, at least they got Pillman away from Zink, I guess.
I guess. I can't remember if they're going to tag again, though.
Oh, they're going to. I'm sure they have to. They'll probably bring Johnny Ace for a 6-man.
God help us. And then we get to the midpoint of the show, almost the midpoint of the show, after Pillman wins. And we get Missy Hyatt, who may get the Rolex this week for simply plugging the NWA main event that's coming up on Sunday night. And Missy says, Barry Windham will take on Lex Luger. Well, it'd been nice to have that match here. Harper, any thoughts on Missy?
She looks more conservative here, doesn't she?
Well, she's a wrestling journalist.
Oh, excuse me.
No, she looks. She really does look like she's about to go into the office or something, and not.
Yeah.
Where else? She's
probably had her like sharpening pencils and shit.
Bruh, Ric Flair told her at the Clash she was all the way live as he was licking his lips.
She was all the way live, by the way.
She had, looking good. All right, Doc. We'll keep moving. So we go to the next match. It is going to be Doom taking on Brad Batten and Joey Barrett. Harper, I need your comments on Brad Batten's mullet.
The mullet's bigger than fucking he is.
Who was the guy
Holy shit.
Who was the guy in the studio in 87 or 88 that came out with that hair? And Harper said, he was a musician. Harper said, damn, it's like a cape. Who was that?
David Allen Coe.
Oh.
There you go. So it's not that bad, but when they cut to Brad Batten here, look at that. Mane on his head and fluff on that mullet.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. And the front of it's so neat and
it's like perfectly teased, Harper.
Did you know Joey Barrett, Harper?
No.
You never crossed any locker rooms with him?
Uh-uh.
All right. Ask Luke. I'm sure he knows him. Because Luke spent time in, on shows in Mobile and Alabama. Luke will know who he is. Anyway, we go to Doom versus Brad Batten and Barrett here. Teddy Long, another picture-in-picture promo. Bro, they going to wear this out now for a while. Teddy Long, generic, talking about the rock and roll. He mentions Doom versus the rock and roll for the tag titles. Yada, yada, yada. Match goes once again. I know we got 2 hours of film. And I know this is a pro wrestling show. Here's the problem with all the picture-in-pictures that are 30 seconds. When you had a 2-hour show and you had the studio, you had guys filling up 2 minutes on this promo, 2 minutes on that promo. Flair would come out and cut a 4-minute one because he was that damn good and could do it. So you had all these guys who could cut these promos. When you do these 30-second promos, you end up with 8-minute matches where Doom should beat the piss out of Brad Batten and Joey Barrett, but they don't. And it takes forever. You said damn, Harper. Were you saying damn for the mullet or something else?
His fucking mullet.
Let me go back. What point did you say damn? I gotta get
right there. Look, it's got like two pieces, the front and the back. It almost looks like he's wearing a hat, like those.
He looks like one of those. He's wearing one of those Russian hats. He's got helmet head and a mullet. And a mullet.
That's what he looks like, wearing those hats that like fold up and the sides fold down. Holy shit.
Remind me, is 1990 still mullet territory? I'm really confused. I mean, I know Ricky Morton still got his, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, mullets lasted till about, 93, 4?
Probably 93.
Yeah.
And look, I realize in Smoky Mountain, we covered that promotion for 3 years and 9 months. I realize, that was mullet mania there too, but we were in the Smokies, and it was nothing but white dudes who, and the women there loved their mullets. So I get it in the Smokies. I'm asking because in 1990, I'm like, a national brand. Now, again, I'm sure there's guys in WWF in this time frame that's got the mullet too. But this mullet, I mean, look, I like Brad Batten, but this mullet in 1990 screams hillbilly. Or am I not assessing that right, Doc?
It screams like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Bro, look at that. Look at that. Look at how. Hold on. I guess because he's wrestling now, it's like, and there's moisture. It's starting to fluff out. Look. What do you call that, Harper, on the sides?
It looks like a white trash Al Perez.
Yeah, that hair is so frizzed out and fried.
Man.
And it kind of has, and don't take this the wrong way, some Jufro look into it.
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't. I don't.
Yeah, it does.
No. Bro, that's just ridiculous mullet. Like, what are you putting in your hair to make it do that?
That looks fucking horrible.
Vitalis.
No, Vitalis is gonna make it. It'll slick. It won't have that much body to it. It's gonna be stuck to his head if he's got Vitalis in it.
It'll be, I guess, smooth.
Brill cream.
Bro, what the hell makes a man's mullet look like? That's ridiculous.
Crackle Barrel.
Oh, come on. All right, Doc.
Lots of time in front of a hairdryer.
Doc, any other thoughts on this match before I go to the finish here?
101.40.
All right, bear with me because this thing jumps around a lot. 101.36. Here we go. What we got here? Ron Simmons.
Oh.
Yeah, he came loose.
And his chest, too.
Yeah. Whose chest? Batten?
Yeah.
Well, you did the timestamp because of, like, the missed, I guess, swinging neck breaker, Doc?
Yeah.
Where Batten, like, slips away. Yeah. Oh, boy. Batten does have a lot of hair on that chest. Woof.
Yeah.
But white women like that, don't they, Harper?
No.
Yeah, they do.
Who the fuck likes a hairy chest?
White women?
No.
Look, the 2 or 3 that I done had, they like them some hairy chest dudes.
Ugh, God.
One of them was from Chalmette, so I guess I should say
See?
that. Yeah. That's a problem.
What did she want to compare who had the hairier chest?
Oh.
No, I mean, she didn't have that much hair on her chest, but she was a Chalmatian. Anyway, so Doom is going to win when Butch Reed hits Barrett. Well, I'm sorry. Simmons hits Barrett with a spine buster, and then Reed hits Barrett with a flying shoulder tackle off the top rope, and we get the win. Harper, you weren't here last week when the Master Blasters made their debut, if you want to call it that, in that video package. And then Doc and I talked about them at the Clash because they had their debut match. So now they're going to throw to a video package, pay attention to the screen, of the Master Blasters tossing around a car in the junkyard. And I want to see if you know who the tall one is.
This.
No, we didn't see this.
He saw their feet.
We saw their feet. Now we actually see them. Who's the one on the right, Harper? You're going to get a closer look. Right. It's Kevin Nash, also known as Steel, or maybe he was Iron. I don't freaking know. They wrestled, what was it, Tim Horner and Brad Armstrong at the Clash?
That's it?
That's the clip.
Yeah, why did they move that car?
That says Smiley on the door.
But then they rolled it up and then just walked away.
They're trying to show how strong they are. Now the car don't have no engine in it, don't have nothing on it, so it's basically
a fucking frame.
Like it's a light piece of metal.
What kind of car do you think that is?
You're the car expert. You tell me. Hold on, let me see. I'll pause it. I'm gonna pause it there.
Fuck, I can't.
It's a hatchback, isn't it? It's a hatchback.
Yeah, that's like a God. Wait. I guess like a Chevy Citation or something.
How the fuck did he know that? Doc, would you have even had a guess?
No. Some hatchback bullshit.
It is a hatchback. No, I don't know, Harper. Is that two doors or?
No,
it looks like
it's a hatchback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Oof. Well, there you go. If you missed the Clash, they made their debut. And the guy on the right, this is actually, I think, his last time on television. They're going to replace him with another member when we see these guys wrestle, I believe, on Saturday night. So there was that. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to keep moving. We go to the next match. It is Terry Taylor versus Bill Ford. Man, Bill Ford looking real grizzly. Picture-in-picture promo from the Red Rooster. I'm sorry, Terry Taylor mentioning he's glad to be back home, and he's going straight to the top. Ooh, Terry Taylor, Doc's best friend.
I think he would not wear red tights.
That was my note.
He's wearing the same gear.
I said that too. I thought that too, Harper, but I wasn't sure, so I didn't want to say it. Like the tights and even the robe, kind of?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I mean, I know it doesn't say Red Rooster or RR on the tights or anything, but it's the red tights, and it's basically the same color scheme is what we're saying. I got nothing against Terry Taylor, but every time I see him now, I think, I get all my roosters. Dude into a rooster. Doc, while we're watching this, I got one more thing I want to throw at you from what I've taken notes on as I was rewatching the kayfabe commentaries. So we talked about months ago when Sting got hurt, and we know now Sting is the world champion. So when Sting got hurt at the Clash, he said him and Cornette were talking because I believe Cornette, they were still booking committee at the time. It was right before Flair resigned. And Flair tells Corny, unless we can shit out a top babyface, we need to turn Lex so that he and Flair and Lex can have the match at Wrestle War. It was going to be Sting and Flair, and I believe they say Sting is supposed to win the title there, but it ends up being, Lex and Flair. Cornette goes on to say that Flair didn't want to drop the belt to Luger, one, because Flair promised it to Sting, but Corny also said that Flair said that Luger wasn't ready for the world title. That's your favorite wrestler. So he was ready to give it to Sting, but he didn't want to give it to Luger. You got any thoughts on that?
First of all, Rick shouldn't be booking. And second of all, he's revisionist. I think he's revisionist these days on how he feels about Luger being a good dude, because I don't think they liked Luger back then.
Yeah.
Fair point. I'll give you credit on that one. All right. Terry Taylor's going to win this match when he hits the grizzly-looking Bill Ford with the 5-arm, otherwise known as, or also known as, when Manny used to do it, the flying burrito. Well, Manny used to lay it in too. Any thoughts on this match, Doc?
JR at some point during the match said that Terry Taylor has never crowed about success.
Oh.
To keep the bird theme alive.
You think that was a rib on him?
Maybe.
Let me tell you, just something about JR. He's a slick little bastard if you think about it. Because he does that from time to time. He's done that plenty of times. On commentary, where he slips in a little joust here and there. He ain't no innocent little dude out there, man. He's pulling his ribs from the commentary booth. All right, so we then go to a bunch of commercials again. I'll be honest, we ain't talking about the commercials because there's not much to talk about. And then we go to Stan Hansen versus Dave. How would you say his name? Stoudemire, Doc?
Stoudemire?
I want to get to Stan Hansen coming out because the tobacco continues to be just utter disgusting.
Could you manage a match, Harper, with that chip tobacco?
No. You'd be spitting on the floor.
Well, look, he's spitting on his chest.
Yeah.
There's no hair there, just tobacco.
That's fucking gross.
It's on his chin down. At first, when he first comes out, he's got that shadow by his nose because of the way the light's hitting it. And I thought for a second, holy crap, he's got juice all up on his nose. Like if you look at it real quick when you first see him, right, like there, I was like, what the hell is that? And then I realized it's a shadow. But he's got the tobacco dripping down his chest, his stomach, his chin. Tony Schiavone was interviewing him at the Clash, and Tony Schiavone looked like he was about to puke from the tobacco juice just dripping down. Dave Stoudemire, he's got I wouldn't call it a massive mullet. It's longer than the Batten who was out there. Yeah. I mean, what you think of this guy's mullet, Harper?
His looks more put together.
Well,
he looks like he could play. He looks like he could play a very annoying guitar solo at Guitar Center at top volume.
Doc, being in the music scene and playing in bands and stuff like that, how many times have you run across people like that couldn't play worth a lick and thought they was just, God's gift to the guitar?
I was probably one of them.
Well, I'm glad you can admit it. After
there's no money in that bullshit anyway. So there you go.
Yeah.
Jim Ross and Bob Caudle's mics must have went dead during this match because there's no commentary, and Hansen just
maybe they were all throwing up.
Probably. Hansen just beats this poor dude's ass.
Yeah.
And then after a minute, he chokes the guy with his bull rope, and Nick Patrick eventually just says, "Okay, we've had enough. DQ. This guy wins. That's that." Doc, you got any other thoughts on Stan Hansen?
I still like
him. This dude.
I still like him getting DQ'd because it's just he doesn't even give a shit about winning. And
it doesn't matter because he's just, so what that he got DQ'd. Nobody remembers it.
Yeah.
They just know he beat the hell out of the guy. Was all that's important. So DQ happens here. After Stan Hansen, we go to a cookie cutter Lex Luger promo, and Lex tells Stan, "Come and get my U.S. belt." That's the extent of the promo. What are we doing? Either it's a picture-in-picture 15 seconds, or it's a 30-second green screen. It makes no sense. And
none.
Doc told me something the other day, like we were talking about her. This was offline. And his exact comment was, dude, Jim Hurt is killing. He's murdering what I love right now.
Yeah, that's why I can't watch it. Like the Horseman.
I mean, he's just murdering. Like, why? We've seen Lex cut promos in the studio, even not in the studio, without this stupid green screen, flex with Lex. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
Here's another question, though, to add to that. Is it Hurd killing it, or is it Ole?
No, he said that was a Hurd thing, that the quick promos and non-live promos.
Okay.
Yeah, like that was like the specific behind it. Corny claimed that came directly from Herd. Corny even said like when they were. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Doc.
He's been there for a year and a half. Why is he just now?
I guess
putting
you know
the
how
boots
these
to shit.
bookers are. They change things slowly, and before you know it, or sometimes drastically. But I guess eventually he was like, "No, we can't do this no more. This is bull crap." Back when I was watching Sam Muchnick, he used to do this, and they had a great promotion, and everything was great. I don't know. You know, it doesn't make sense.
This.
It's
so
not
fucking every
how
match. This happens.
Yeah.
I mean, Harper, you were watching WWF. Like,
yeah.
Did they do this every single match, the little picture-in-picture thing? I remember them doing it.
I think they did.
But I don't remember it every single match.
Bro, they got this. This show is colder than a day-old dog turd laying in the floor.
When it turns white.
Why do turds not turn white anymore, Harper?
Because it was some ingredient that they used to put in dog food that they don't put in dog food anymore.
Was it arsenic?
It's something, and that's what made
it. All the dogs died. Go ahead, Harper. I'm sorry.
And that's why you don't see white dog turds anymore, like when we were kids.
What happened to lightning bugs?
I've never seen a lightning bug in my fucking life.
Man, we used to have tons of them, and they're just gone, dude. My kids have never seen one.
Because of they wouldn't last here because of the fucking mosquito man.
That truck used to drive through the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, you would hear it. Yeah, I'll be like some asshole in the S10. We used to ride behind that motherfucker on our bicycles. For what reason? I have no fucking idea.
Bro, I know they were trying to kill the mosquitoes, which would cause diseases and stuff. But maybe that's why everybody in Louisiana gets cancer. Just sucking up 1980s mosquito juice while we're playing football in the street. I don't know. So I learned today. Did y'all have that, Doc?
What?
The mosquito trucks that used to drive the neighborhoods.
No.
Okay. Do you know what we're talking about?
No, not really.
You have no idea?
During the summertime, when the mosquitoes get really bad.
And they get bad.
Yeah, and the parish has these little Ford Rangers with these big things in the back of it that shoots out fucking pesticides to fucking kill the mosquitoes. And you can hear them a mile away. And as kids, we used to fucking ride our bikes behind that shit.
And you didn't think that was a problem?
I mean, we were fucking like 8.
I can remember just playing football in the street.
Yeah,
and you see the truck coming, you're like, oh, we got to step to the side.
Yeah.
And it doesn't drive fast. I mean, it's going slow because it's spraying. And I mean, it's a big spray. I mean, you see this huge mist coming out of it, going in the air. And I mean, you smell it, so you're breathing it in. We were kids. We had no clue. And I remember the first time I saw the truck, I asked my mom, what the hell is that? Because I don't remember having like a marking on the truck. And I don't remember it being like a Ranger, Harper. I think it was just like a regular.
Well, I say a Ranger, but yeah, it was some fucking little pickup truck.
Yeah, a single cab, Chevy or Ford, that's all they had back then. And it's got this big old thing in the truck bed just shooting off friggin' mist in the air of pesticides. Yeah. And I mean, you didn't even have to ride behind it. You could be sitting on your porch and you're going to breathe it in.
Yeah.
Because you smell it. You're like, oh, okay, yeah. Even if you're inside, you could smell it. So, yeah, that's maybe why everybody got sick and died. And maybe one day we will too from that. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Pretty damn bad. Okay, So keeping it moving, the Rock and Roll Express are out there right now, and they are wrestling a group or team called the Dynamites. I don't know who the Dynamites are. I didn't look it up. I don't really care, but I do care that Jim Ross says, for lack of any other names, let's just call them Dynamite 1 and 2. Boogie, nothing about these dudes scream Dynamite. Doc, your thoughts?
They started talking about should they call them Stick? Like a stick of dynamite?
Call them fucking Moon Traveler. Yeah.
Dude.
What?
I'm seeing your truck. That can't be good.
Yeah, that's what we had as a kid. The truck would just drive by and spray that shit out. I mean, they still do it.
Yeah, they do it like overnight here now.
Right.
When they have West Nile, ports of the West Nile.
Oh, they do that shit all during the summertime. It's like every night.
Well, it's a little bit different down in the swamps.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harper, that's it. That's what I remember. And yeah, it would spray that shit. I mean, dude, it'd be a cloud in the air for a while though from all that stuff too. It wasn't like they just spray, and like I said, they go down. The thing is on. It's not like they're just going ksh, ksh, ksh. No, it's spraying as it drives 10 miles an hour down your street. So your whole street's got this big old cloud above it for 10, 15 minutes of that stuff. Boy, the stuff
it's probably just Tussin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So Rock and Roll Express beat the Dynamites here. What a joke.
With the fucking Dynamites.
Double drop kick finally. Went on way too long. Way too long.
Forever.
So then we go to the next match. It is Mean Mark versus Rick Ford. Paul Lee, another picture-in-picture promo from Mean Mark. Paul Lee says, he and Mean Mark find it funny that no one knows who the Black Scorpion is. Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. Mean Mark is going to beat Rick Ford. Yeah. Doc, you got thoughts? This is the last time we're going to see him.
Well, in hindsight, it was a mistake to go with Stan Hansen after Luger instead of old Calloway here.
Well, do you think they did it because he's Calloway? You know, that's the best gimmick ever, Harper, Calloway.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Have y'all heard from him, Harper?
No, I haven't heard from fucking Darren in a fucking while.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, man, what the hell, Harper? I mean, you make fun of me and you treat me like shit. I'm like you and O's whipping boy or something. I mean, I know I'm older than y'all, but y'all treat me like shit. I mean, what the hell, Harper? I mean, I try to tell you to talk about Bruno, talk about JYD, but you get on the phone and you and Luke, you and O, you and the champ, y'all like to beat me up. Y'all can go to hell. Fuck y'all. That kind of how it went down, Harper, or what? Oh, go ahead, Harper.
Yeah.
When's the last time you talked to him?
Is that when he came on this show, he was very disrespectful to Harper.
That's right.
I was talking to Luke, and
Recently?
Luke said, it's a couple weeks ago. Matter of fact, his bonus show going to drop this week. Well, by the time you hear this next week, last week. He was saying how he couldn't believe that you were being quiet because when y'all are, face to face or, hanging out, you bury Darren.
I gotta let him get his shit in.
It's funny because I don't think people realize how nice Harper was being on that episode. Because Harper can be brutal to the D-man.
I think it's because Harper wasn't sure that he had the okay to bury him in front of the champ.
Yeah.
But he buries him in front of the oh, I got it. He wasn't sure if he could bury him in front of the worldwide audience. It's one thing to bury him in front of six people.
It's okay in front of Orange, for Orange's amusement.
Yeah, sitting at Hooters.
It's okay in front of
It's different when you pant somebody in front of a global audience.
I love it. All right. Doc, any thoughts?
I hope D-Man gets it together, though, because those sprites need to get delivered.
Oh, come on.
Doc, closing moments from Mean Mark. If we want to watch anything else he does, we're going to have to go to the WWF territory. What are your thoughts on Mean Mark here?
Pink isn't Paulie's color.
Looks like one of the pink ladies from fucking Grease, too.
Yep.
Like fucking Frenchie. And
I've never seen Grease or Grease 2.
What the fuck? I think Grease 2 is a very underrated movie from the 80s.
I've seen the first one, but not the second one. My mom used to watch Grease.
Jesus.
What?
Come on, man.
No, you don't come on, man, nothing. What the hell made you such a big Grease fan?
Yeah, why do you
Grease
like...
2.
God.
It's got a great soundtrack.
Are you freaking serious?
Yeah.
Are you?
It's got Michelle Pfeiffer in it when she's really young and super hot.
Bro, this dude, you disappointing your audience right now, man.
Who? Why?
You know the people love you after this, man. I don't know what the hell they're going to say about you.
Fucking Grease 2's the shit, bro.
What about Grease 1?
Yeah, Grease 1's cool. I just love how in Grease 1, they're like, 35 years old, and you're supposed to think they're in fucking high school.
We did it again in the 90s with Beverly 90210.
Yeah, but these guys look fucking older, though.
Oh.
It was like taking Arn Anderson on here and trying to say he's in fucking high school, like he's 16 years old.
I don't know what to say. I've never seen Grease 2, so I can't comment.
You're an asshole. I bet your wife has.
Probably. I think that's a woman type of movie, so congratulations.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
I knew
you fucking homophobic shithead.
Mike Rotunda and Tim Horner are going to take on the State Patrol here. Nice to see the State Patrol. Always a good time seeing them.
Well, and this is important because we made fun of them being listed in the tag team top 10s, and now we see that they're a tag team. So that makes a little bit of sense now.
Well, you need to specify who we're talking about when you say them. We're not talking about the State Patrol.
State Patrol is not in a top 10.
Right. So at the Clash, they showed singles and tag top 10s, and number 10 was Tim Horner and Mike Rotunda. But at the Clash, Mike Rotunda did not tag with Tim Horner. It was Tim Horner and Brad Armstrong. So it's funny how they were ranked in the top 10 at the Clash, weren't even a tag team, but now they are tagging here. So there's that. Whatever. These guys go forever. You got any notes from this one, Doc?
Rotunda just keeps falling down the card.
Yeah.
Be patient, depending on how you feel on his next gimmick. I think we all know what that is. Like I said, it depends if you think that was a good gimmick. We'll talk about it when we get there. All right, the way this thing ends, we get a little double team action, and then Rotunda hits Buddy Lee Parker with the airplane spin, and Rotunda and Horner win the match. Doc, any thoughts?
He's not a sailor anymore?
Well, he's got the little anchor on the back side of his tights.
But so he left his green members only nautical edition jacket in the back.
I'm going to ask something ignorant. Is there a Mike Rotunda shoot interview anywhere where he talks about Norman and Abdullah when they were doing Captain Mike's crew?
I wouldn't be surprised if there is.
I would love to hear this man's thoughts, who's a consummate professional, on what he thought about that stupidity. On that note, we will go to the last promo of the show. We actually get a live promo here with Tracy Smothers and Steve Armstrong. Let's go to JR. They're in the building. Thank God. See what Tracy has to say.
Very much, Bob Collins fans. Don't forget this Sunday night, Lex Luger, Barry Windham 101 on the main event. And Freebirds, I got some news for you. The situation with the Southern Boys is far from over.
That's right, Mr. Ross. It's very far from over. You know something, Freebirds? We can't take nothing away from you. You're former World Tag Team Champions, but the battle's not over. My grandpa taught me 3 things, Mr. Ross, when I was growing up. He said, first of all, you don't judge a book by its cover. The ball game's not over till the fat lady sings, and someday you get the bear, and someday the bear gets you. So I'm going to tell you this, Freebirds, before this mess is all said and done, the South shall rise again. That's right, Jim Ross. You know, like Tracy just said, over and over again, the South's going to rise again. And Freebirds, just remember this, when you look at the Southern Boys, when you hear something scratching at your door, and you open it up, you're going to see 2 hungry young lions, wild-eyed Southern Boys.
Fans, there you hear it from Tracy Smothers and Steve Armstrong, and I'll see you again this Sunday night at 6:05 on the NWA main event. It's Barry Windham and Lex Luger one-on-one.
Tracy with that Southern charm, boy. Doc, I'll go to you first.
How much better is it when you're doing this shit in front of an audience that can react?
I don't get why. I mean, I get why Herd's an idiot. It's a lot better. Even though it's a small crowd, you don't really hear them. It's just more real, organic. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. It's real. It's this canned picture-in-picture stuff is stupid. How much better? Exponentially better, Doc.
It's generic WWF bullshit. And guess what? Nobody gets over.
Yep.
I'm of the belief that the WWF has succeeded in spite of itself for many years. And, you got to find guys that can rise above the Chili McFreeze of the world.
I think it's amazing that everybody talks about like how much money they were losing and all that stuff. I think it's amazing when you watch this stuff from 90 that they kept going for many more years with losing money. They kept going. And they made it as long as they did.
If there was any accountability, this shit would have been closed down by December.
Are you shocked, Doc, that somebody... I mean, well, no, I'm not shocked because Ted Turner loved wrestling. But are you shocked in a way also, even though Ted Turner loved wrestling, that, from that a corporation owned it at this point and they just were like, look, this shit's hemorrhaging money, man. We can't keep this up. Or is it because Turner was, he loved wrestling so much? He was like, no, this will never die, that type of thing.
I also think that it's easier to hide in a really large company if you're not on the radar. And they weren't on the radar. You can't hide forever, but you can hide for a while.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to take it on because it did have a soft spot for Ted. But nobody wanted to be near it because it was wrestling.
Harper, before we rate it in Rolex, you got any thoughts on Tracy's, rather best promo of the entire 2 hours?
Yeah, it's the best one. And the South will rise again. Yeah,
it's nothing spectacular, but it's live and at least there was some emotion, He said, I love when Tracy, he did this in Smoky Mountain Wrestling all the time with Bob Caudle. But he does it here. Thank you, Mr. Ross, for the time, bruh. Babyface, pure babyface.
What a class act.
What else were you about to say, Harper?
When he waves the flag, the crowd starts to respond.
Oh, yep. You should have heard him at the Clash when they were waving it. Boy, they were into that shit. All right, so that's how the show wraps up as far as the last promo from Saturday night that week. We do need to rate it, hand out some Rolexes. Before we do so, I want to say, hey, please use the Amazon Associates link for BTT, tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon, a great way to support the show without spending anything extra. If you're already shopping on Amazon, all you got to do is put that link in, bookmark it, make sure the girlfriend, wife, side pieces use it every time they shop on Amazon, and the show gets a little bit of support in return. Again, it is tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Who the hell's farting over there?
Yeah, what is that?
What is that?
It's the arm on my little speaker gimmick.
The arm?
Going up and down.
Oh. Okay.
You didn't want to hear me drink a drink of water, so I lifted it up.
Wow. Okay. It sounded like Harper was over there farting.
Wait.
How do you know he wasn't?
No,
you can't
Harper.
hear mine?
No, I think you must have a different headset. Don't break it, though, because this one's been last. I mean, I think you're on. Let's see. You got that one when the hurricane hit, when Ida hit. Because I remember, because your girlfriend called me in the middle of the hurricane and was talking about how you stepped on it. So that was way back in September. So this headset you got is working on 4 months. So that is spectacular.
It's a keeper.
Yeah. Do you put it on the wall or?
The headset or your girl?
Oh.
Both, right?
Yeah.
You haven't tried to shove it up anybody's, or, yeah.
What? No.
What?
Okay. Bruh, she's the one that said it.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'll make sure he doesn't try to shove this one up my butt.
Come on.
Talk about, oh, Harper, come on, bro. Talk about Russ and talk about Bruno. Talk about JYD. What the hell, bro?
That's nice.
D-man.
What a class
If you get rid of her now, you don't have to get her a Valentine's Day gift.
That's true, huh?
What y'all doing for Valentine's Day?
Probably go out to eat. So, bro, we still got gift cards from Christmas that we haven't used. So,
For what restaurant?
2 Italian restaurants, Vincent's and
Domino's and Pizza Hut.
yeah, and fucking CC's Pizza, fucking buffet.
Harper go get dressed up with his sleeveless coat to head over to CC's buffet.
Oh God!
God, I hate that place.
Oh my! How does that last through the pandemic?
You said it one time we were talking about buffets. You said those people don't care.
That's true, huh? They don't give a fuck.
Man, I remember when I coached. Oh, go ahead, Harper. You say something.
The only thing that's going to change out of this pandemic is that the companies are going to bring in the robots, and there go your jobs.
Yeah,
Harper,
that's coming.
What were you about to say? You said the people don't give a damn.
Yeah, it's just they're willing to fucking roll the dice just to eat that cheap ass food that's probably been sitting there since fucking noon.
That's my problem with it. It's been out there forever. But let me tell you something. When you got when I was coaching baseball and youth sports,
right?
Every time we had a game on like a Saturday afternoon, the kids always wanted to go to CC's. And they would give us a deal at the one that we would go to. Like, they saw me one time, and they were like, oh, it's cool, we'll hook y'all up. It was a sweet deal. Yeah. That's what told me how cheap that shit was. To feed, 15 kids. Not everybody would go, but, you're feeding 12 kids, and it doesn't cost you what it would cost you to go to, for 2 people to go eat at friggin' Chili's or some shit.
I mean, how much would it come out the average per kid? Like $5?
Not even that.
Damn, really?
Yeah. So it was like, and the parents looked at it like, it wasn't that I was coming out of pocket completely, but I'd fork over most of it. But the parents started giving me money because to them, it was a cheap way to, hey, I ain't got to pick up nothing to eat. I don't have to go home and cook. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's right. We knocked it out. They'd be stuffed, and then they go home, go to sleep because, that's what kids do. But, yeah, it'd be cheap, Harper. I mean, For real, like 10 kids with taxes, man. It'd be like $38, $40. Drinking everything, bro. And they would stuff themselves. So anyway, but I would go in there and be like, there's no way. They're like, oh, Coach Mike, you not eating? Nah, I'm not hungry. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm
Eat
not
the
eating
salad, Mike.
No, I don't even want that.
That
So
fucking
let's
dressing that's been sitting there so long that there's like a what do you call it? Like a where it, like like the top of it is got like a what do you call it? Like it's like a coating. It's like
something good's
dry.
coming. I can feel it.
I can't tell. Like, what do you call that when it's just been sitting there for so long?
You just like crusted on it or something? Is that what you're looking for? Or it's fuzzy?
Yeah, when it's been sitting there and it's like now, like if you get like fucking nacho cheese and it's been sitting there and it's got that like skin that develops on the top of it. That fucking Thousand Island fucking ranch shit that's been sitting there since 10 o'clock in the fucking morning and it's 6.
Doc, it's got foreskin on it.
I've got food stories that would ruin everybody listening from ever eating at a restaurant ever again.
Some from Burger King.
That might have been the most on the up and up.
Yeah, actually, that wasn't as bad to me. Like, but I know what he's talking about.
What?
Well, he worked at a restaurant where the friggin' sewer backed up into the kitchen. Those assholes put pallets down and were walking on pallets above literal shit and piss while the restaurant stayed open.
Home.
While the restaurant stayed open.
Hey.
That's true.
No one said this shit was going to be easy. Let's do it.
Something like that.
All right. Rolex and rating time here. Doc, you go first. You pick which one you want to go with.
I think we're all going to give Tracy the Rolex.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. I agree.
Yeah. Yes.
And
Harper, you didn't watch it, so you have to rate it first.
A C?
I mean, I'm with him, Doc. I know you've given out an F before and D. I can't do that to this promotion.
I'm just trying to figure out what either one of y'all saw that would give this a C.
Tracy Smothers, me Mark's last
Tracy.
match. JR with the crowing comment, JR and Bob Cottle making fun of the Dynamites.
No, that's all not going to do it for me. It's getting a D+.
Sim, Slim, Black, and Dynamite.
All right, well, I'll go C-. Yeah, I'll go C-.
They need to get it together here.
Yeah.
I mean, the Clash was great.
It was awesome. It got good grades.
But you notice no Corny and Midnight on this.
Yeah.
No
fucking
Arn, no Flair.
Arn.
I don't get it, man. I know.
What are we doing?
Well, yeah, what are we doing? Well, before we get out of here, I do want to mention a couple of things. First off, shout out to Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, the northern version of BTT. Slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still fun nonetheless. They support us. Please support them and check them out wherever you get your podcast from. That's OVP, Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast. And then check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV. They handle do a show on the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. You can listen to them. Just search Bottom Line Cast wherever you get your podcast from. And they are on our on our Patreon feed. They do the ECW reviews and ECW shows. Don't forget, become a patron at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, where you can get Doc and I's review of The Last Clash we have been referencing And we called it down the middle. It was an excellent show. Doc and I have a lot of fun on those. And I know Harper couldn't make it because of the shoot job, but we have a lot of fun on those clashes, and it's just a real good time. And lastly, before I get out of here, I don't know where Harper's at with doing some of his most recent video shout-outs, but
I got one to do.
You still didn't do it?
I want to do it Thursday.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So he's a little behind on his video reviews, but if you're interested in your own video shout-out from Hardbody Harper.
The thing is that my girlfriend thinks she's Steven Spielberg.
So it's got to be perfect.
It's got to be perfect. She even has this handheld fucking iPhone thing that it turns, like the phone turns with the fucking thing. And so she works nights and is trying to get the schedule in, and she's off Thursday night, so we're going to do it then. So
gotcha.
Right. That's the problem. Because I don't want to just be standing there holding the phone and it just looks like some cheap fucking bullshit.
Sounds like Sonny needs a little help because she needs something like that so that we're not just looking at some stupid looking red rocket.
Well, Sonny is probably sitting in jail right now. Yeah. Sleeping on a fucking cot. Hating fucking life.
On that note, again, you can get your very own video shout out from Hardbody Harper by emailing him first to chrisharper16 wildcat with a K at gmail.com. And in the email, make sure you tell him exactly what you want in your video, whether it's your shout out to yourself or someone else or life advice to someone. He does it all. So make sure you send that email to Harper. And then you got to PayPal, and that's the most important thing, to CC30388. That's the number 8. CC30388cc at yahoo.com. PayPal him $20. He'll cut your video. If you want props, like the one gentleman who had Harper do the Impossible Whopper, you're going to have to send him a little more. That way he can afford the props. Other than that, that's where you can get your own video from Hardbody Harper for yourself or a family member and whatnot. Doc, you got anything before I throw it to Harper to hit the tagline?
No.
Harper, hit that tagline. Let's roll.
Fucking